The new ASUS ProArt PA27USD is here and we took it for a short spin. This 4K HDR 27-inch OLED monitor is a professional display designed especially for content creators who are looking for accurate colors and more. Hi guys, I'm Johnny from CineD and I'm here with Gunther, my colleague. Gunther, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
We almost have a tradition to review monitors in a conversation way,
Yes.
which I find a little bit more interesting.
So this is the new ASUS PA. PA stands for ProArt, so PA27USD monitor. It's again a 4K OLED panel, a bit smaller, 26.5 inch. And I think there's a speciality here because remember when we talked about the first OLED 32-inch model, we said actually such a monitor would be great to take on set. But the 32-inch OLED monitor was designed to be a desktop monitor with a desktop stand and everything. Now you can see this monitor is designed a little bit different. It has these two little feet below. You can still use a desktop stand, but it is designed to be taken on sets.
And when you say taken, it also have a dedicated handle, which is so useful.
Yes.
And at the end, this combination of the size plus the handle and the weight makes it feels robust at least.
Yes, it feels very robust. You can still use it as a desktop monitor, but you also can take it on sets and use it as a very nice, superb OLED display to show off your footage to the director or whoever is watching it.
Let's dive a bit more into it and talk first of all about the usability, because you've been testing it for the last few weeks. You had it at home. Did you find it too small, or the 4K was a limitation for you? Or
actually, I mean, for my desktop setup, it's fine. 27-inch or 26.5 inch still works very well. There's only one little detail with this monitor. With the desktop stand, you cannot lower it that much. For instance, the 32-inch OLED monitor that I tested before, you could lower it and put it lower on your desk. That's not possible with this one if you're using the desktop stand. If you use this little feet, it goes lower, then it's fine. But then you cannot tilt it or adjust the angles. So that was just a little thing that I noticed. Also compared to the original OLED monitor, it has a small hissing sound. We can also hear it in the background a little bit. Because on the first OLED monitor we also found that, but then with a firmware update it was gone. The hissing sound, this still has it, but it's almost inaudible, so it's fine.
in terms of connectivity, did you find it good enough or really good? Or
Yeah. It has all the connectivities you could wish for. It has the usual Thunderbolt 96 watt. You can also charge your laptop with that combined USB-C. It also has the old USB-C plugs and it has a 12G-SDI port. And I think that's a speciality for us filmmakers, because an OLED monitor with a 12G-SDI port is also sort of unique.
So that also shows that ASUS is really aiming for the filmmaking community here, and not only people who work with the screen as a desktop.
Exactly. So it's a nice combination actually of a desktop device and you can take it on sets.
By the way, when we talked about connectivity and powering or actually charging the laptop and so on, can I power the monitor only from the laptop without connecting it to the mains?
No, I think you have to connect it to the mains. So the other way around is not possible. The monitor can power all your USB devices that you connect, but not the other way around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because with the smaller ones, they have this system which is very useful, that you can actually don't need the power cord, and then with one cable you have the signal and the power, which is really great. Now, one of the main features in this monitor, besides the screen quality, is this little device to calibrate the colors. Did you find it useful? Do you like that it's built in? Is it accurate if you compare it to other external devices?
That's a very nice feature. Actually, you can see it, or you can barely see it. Actually, it looks like a little lamp down there. This monitor has a built-in colorimeter. Means that you can continuously, like let's say every month or so, recalibrate your monitor using the built-in colorimeter. So it has this full procedure, and it's also, we will show it later when we move to my color tests. But basically, that's a very nice feature because you can also set it to auto-calibrate like at defined times. And it calibrates it, and it's very accurate because I checked it at home. and compared it to the Datacolor Spider Pro colorimeter that I used, and I found again with this OLED panel the colors to be very accurate. But maybe that's a good opportunity. Let's watch the calibration I did at my home. Welcome everybody at my home setup. I'm going to test another one of the professional ProArt monitors, and that's this model here. It's the PA27USD. This monitor is meant as a professional on-set monitor. You can carry it along on sets. It has a very robust build, and we're going to look at some of the features there, but of course also as a desktop monitor. One thing that I'm immediately noticing is that it sits a bit high on my desk, and of course you can adjust it in the vertical direction, but it doesn't go down as low as I would like it to do. My main objective for today is to test the color calibration of this monitor, again using my trusted Datacolor Spider Pro colorimeter. But we also have to mention that you typically would not need this device to recalibrate your monitor because it has a built-in recalibration. And first let's do the following. We'll do the internal calibration of the monitor itself and then check the results using the Datacolor Spider Pro. Okay, now let's start with the manual calibration that is possible on this monitor. Here you can see the presets. I've set mine to native now, and in the calibration, of course, you can set the target color space. So it would be sRGB or PT709 or DCI P3, but in my case it's sRGB. And then you can let it warm up for 30 minutes, and then you can manually execute the calibration. And pretty cool, you can see that the small internal colorimeter is moving out of the monitor, and in a few seconds the internal calibration will start. Okay, now that the internal calibration has been done, the manual one on the monitor, I will now test with my Datacolor Spider Pro device how good the internal calibration actually worked. So let's have a look now. For this I'm going to start my Spider Pro software and begin test. So now what I have to do is, as usual, I have to place the Datacolor Spider on the target, and now I will start my tests. Measurements are in progress now. Now it's asking me if there are different gamma settings, and it will again run through the series of tests. "25% brightness, 50% brightness, and finally 100% brightness. Very good. Now we are going to check the color accuracy, and that's basically the delta E is measured. What is the delta E? The delta E is basically the difference between the input color and the measured color that is measured on the display by the Datacolor Spider Pro. And the delta E smaller than 1 basically is a very, very professional result. Colors should be super accurate. Okay, we are done. So let's have a look what the results are. Very nice. We are getting 100% of sRGB, 92% of Adobe RGB, and 99% of DCI P3. Fantastic. Back to the studio to discuss the delta E results.
Thank you, Gunther. Nice clip. And one thing that you did not mention in the video is the delta E results. Maybe now you can share it with our audience.
Yeah, I mean, again, a very good result here. We get an average of a delta E of 0.61. Means the average of all the 48 colors that we tested is way below 1. But there are a few exceptions. We found 5 colors to be above 1. But the highest deviation was one color that was at 1.66, which is still a very, very good result. And we also have to say it covers 100% sRGB, that's clear, and also 99% of DCI P3. That's again a very good result, and we struggled a bit with the first 32-inch OLED monitor that I reviewed, because here we could only get it, or the result was 98% of DCI P3 coverage, but this one has a solid 99.
If you had to choose between the 27 and the 32-inch, which one would you?
Actually, I prefer the little bit bigger monitor, the 32-inch, simply because, again, you get the screen estate. It's only 4K only, but I think that's way enough. And I prefer the slightly bigger screen size for my home setup.
I like that this is actually multifunctional, and I like that this is really already a screen that you can probably take with you outside.
Exactly.
I mean, we haven't really tested it on a production, meaning that we don't know how robust the screen, but you, when I asked you earlier, you said that actually you felt that it's good enough.
It feels very solid, very robust. You can also detach, of course, this little feet here, carry it along. It's not so heavy. And yeah, it also has this little sunshade that you can put on top of the monitor to prevent stray light from coming in. No, I mean, generally this holds true for all the ASUS products. They are built very solidly, and you really get a good feeling of quality there.
I like that they moved kind of also to cater us as filmmakers with the products. How about pricing and availability?
When this review is out, the monitor should be available. That's mid-May, what we heard from ASUS. So in mid-May it should arrive on the shelves. And the price is $2,200 or 2,049 euros, which is a good price. It's actually slightly more expensive than the ASUS PA32 UCDM OLED monitor, because that retails for $1,800. But I think it also has the 12G-SDI connectivity, this built-in colorimeter, so you get extra features for a slightly higher price, and it's multifunctional, as you said.
Anything else that you want to highlight about the monitor? Because obviously you came back with a very positive feedback.
No, what I really like is, I mean, this is a very multifunctional device, as you said. You use it as your desktop monitor, you use it on sets. It has this built-in color calibration feature, because you should not forget that after a month or so, colors can start to drift. So it's very nice that you can recalibrate it automatically. And yeah, I almost have only positive things to say. The only little annoying thing is this small hissing sound that you can hear. But let's see, maybe ASUS can do something about it.
Okay. Gunther, as always, I appreciate your time and the feedback about the monitor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.